here to event 5 of the New Year's Point series. Let's go ahead and get things started out with Eduardo and Monster Mutt versus Georgie Boy and Axe. Monster Mutt will run up against the wall and will still get the win and defeat Axe. Next up, we got Squidward and Squidward versus Mermaid Man and Batman. Coming down the ramp, he will go right into the bar and Batman will ride the door. He'll still get the win and defeat Squidward. Next up, we got Little Chip and Earthshaker versus Nick the Fish and Dragon. Dragon is last place in the standings currently. Earthshaker will kind of throw a block and defeat Dragon. That was close though. Next up, we got Curry Gaming and Velociraptor versus Nana and Son of a Digger. And Velociraptor, Son of a Digger could not come back, and Velociraptor will get the win. Next up, we got Sophia and Vixen versus Max and Chillin' Villain. Chillin' Villain going down the ramp, and Sophia will finally get out of round 1 for the first time this season. Next up, we got Robert Joy and Lucas Stabilizer versus Mrs. Puff and Higher Education. These two have gone at it before. Higher Education will hit the wall and Lucas Stabilizer will get the win. Next up, we got Patrick and Patrick versus Katie and Megalodon. Patrick will slide. That has been really affecting Patrick this season, and Megalodon will move on. Next up, we got Uncle Blues in the Sparkle Smash versus Bot Jammer Productions in the Slicer. Slicer with a big lead. He will get up on a bicycle, and Sparkle Smash will get the win. Next up, we got Rigs of Rods, SMTV, and Glaze Machine versus Autumn and Recreation. And Glaze Machine, with a nice little bump, will get the win and defeat Recreation. Next up, we got Rudolph and Dasher versus Bubble Buddy and Mohawk Warrior. And Mohawk Warrior will get that same little bump and defeat Dasher. Next up, we got Carol Crane and 32 Degrees versus Dead VR and Grease Trap. Uh-oh! I think 32 Degrees got the win. That was a very close race, but 32 Degrees will barely defeat Grease Trap. Next up, we got Beamin' G BMTV and the Monster Jam Stunt Truck versus Barnacle Boy and Superman. Now this race going down, I will spin out and look at Barnacle Boy go all the way to the wall. Next up, we got Plankton and Plankton versus Mr. Krabs and Mr. Krabs. We got the chum bucket versus the Krusty Krab here. Plankton will spin out, and Mr. Krabs will get the win and defeat his arch rival, Plankton. Next up, we got Sandy Cheeks and Soldier Fortune Gears versus SpongeBob and SpongeBob. SpongeBob with the lead. He will go on the vent and hit the wall, allowing for Soldier Fortune to get the win. Next up, we got Zack Attack 2002 and Blue Thunder versus George 20D10 and Dancer. I almost got a Dasher there, and nice block for Dancer. Dancer really needed that, and he will get the win and defeat Blue Thunder. Next up, we got Papa and Avenger versus the Flying Dutchman and Gravedigger Green Ghost. Avenger with the lead. Gravedigger will spin out, and Avenger will move on. Next up, we got the Chocolate Drive and Max D Nitro versus Monster Truck Stuff 123 and Gravedigger Nitro. Battle of Team Nitro here. Off the line. Gravedigger Nitro will bounce off and cannot quite come back. Max D Nitro will get the win. Next up, we got Uncle Patrick and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Monster Jam Top Dog and Gravedigger Orange. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will slide, and Gravedigger Nitro, or I meant Gravedigger Orange, will get the win and defeat Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Next up, we got WMT Smiley and Roger Dodger versus K and James TV and Team Hot Wheels. A big spin out for Roger Dodger will allow for Team Hot Wheels to get the win. Next up, we got Tom Mintz and Max D. Black versus Not Just Gabe and El Toro Loco. The season leader is in this race. Max D could not get the block, and El Toro Loco will get the win. Next up, we got Spin Master Monster Jam in the Walmart Museum versus my mom in Rainbow Blast. It's a close one, but my mom in Rainbow Blast will get the win and defeat the Walmart Museum. Next up, we got my dad in Team Hot Wheels Firestorm Snow Treads versus Aunt Heaven in Bakugan Dragonoid. Daddy was second place yesterday, and look at Dragonoid push him. That is very close, but Team Hot Wheels Firestorm will get the win and defeat Bakugan Dragonoid. Next up, we got Monster Jam Collector 2010 and Thunder Roarus versus Santa Claus and Santa's Sleigh Ride. Today is the first anniversary of Thunder Roarus. Santa Claus will swerve and Thunder Roarus will get the win. Next up, we got Klingle and Prancer versus Larry the Lobster and Crustacean. This is the last race of round 1. Prancer will hit the wall and a nice pass from Crustacean. Next up, we got Mermaid Man and Batman versus Eduardo and Monster Mutt. Batman would really like to go to round 2, and he will get the tail whip and defeat Monster Mutt. Nice win for Batman. Next up, we got Little Chip and Earthshaker versus Curry Gaming and Velociraptor. Velociraptor with a nice spin out, but Earthshaker will get the win. Next up, we got Sophia and Vixen versus Robert Joy and Lucas Stabilizer. Vixen will get sideways and go toward the kennel, allowing for Lucas Stabilizer to get the win. Next up, we got Katie and Megalodon versus Uncle Blues in the Sparkle Smash. Nice lead from Megalodon. Megalodon will crash, and Sparkle Smash will almost go backwards and lose the race. Next up, we got Riggs of Rods, SMTV, and the Glaze Machine versus Bubble Buddy and Mohawk Warrior. Glaze Machine will crash, and Bubble Buddy with the upset will get the win and defeat Glaze Machine. Next up, we got Carol Crane and 32 Degrees versus Barnacle Boy and Superman. Both of them will spin out, and 32 Degrees will get the win and defeat Superman. Next up, we got Sandy Cheeks and Soldier Fortune Gears versus Mr. Krabs and Mr. Krabs. Sandy could be an upset here, and she will get sideways. And look at the pass from Mr. Krabs. Next up, we got George 20D10 and Dancer versus Papa and Avenger. Avenger will spin out and Dancer will move on. Next up, we got the Chocolate Drive and Max D Nitro versus Monster Jam Top Dog and Gravedigger Orange. Straight race from both of them. Gravedigger will mess up. He will not be able to come back. Max D Nitro will get the win. Next up, we got K and James TV and Team Hot Wheels versus Tom Mintz and Max D Blackout. And Team Hot Wheels almost got spun out, but will turn it into a block and defeat Max. Next up, we got my dad in Team Hot Wheels Firestorm versus my mom in Rainbow Blast. Rainbow Blast will get squirrely. And Rainbow Blast tries to make a comeback, but Team Hot Wheels Firestorm will get the win. Next up, we got Monster Jam Collector 2010 and Thunder Roarus versus Larry the Lobster and Crustacean. Aw, man, Thunder Roarus will get squirrely, and Crustacean will get the win. Next up, we got Little Chip and Earthshaker versus Mermaid Man and Batman. We will be moving on to round 3, and Earthshaker will get the win as Batman goes under the Next up, we got Uncle Blues in the Sparkle Smash versus Robert Joy and Lucas Stabilizer. And Sparkle Smash will get a one-tire bump and defeat Lucas Stabilizer. Nice win for Sparkle Smash. Next up, we got Carol Crane and 32 Degrees versus Bubble Buddy and Mohawk Warrior. Nice pass for 32 Degrees, and Mohawk Warrior with the upset will get the win and defeat 32 Degrees. Next up, we got Mr. Krabs and Mr. Krabs versus George 20D10 and Dancer. And oh my goodness, Mr. Krabs will crash Dancer, and Mr. Krabs will go over the vent and will still get the win. Next up, we got a community battle here. We have the Chocolate Drive and Max D Nitro versus K and James TV and Team Hot Wheels. Team Hot Wheels will spin out and almost crash, allowing for Max D to get the win. Next up, we got my dad and Team Hot Wheels Firestorm versus Larry the Lobster and Crustacean. My dad lost to Larry yesterday, and he will get his revenge on Larry and will get the win and defeat Crustacean. Nice win for Team Hot Wheels Firestorm. Alrighty, let's meet our quarterfinalists. Inside Earthshaker, we have Little Chip. Inside Sparkle Smash, we have Uncle Blues. Inside Mohawk Warrior, we have Bubble Buddy. Inside Mr. Krabs, we have Mr. Krabs. Inside of Max D Nitro, we have the Chocolate Drive. And inside Team Hot Wheels Firestorm, we have my dad. Who will be moving on to the three-way finals? Will it be Little Chip or Uncle Blues? Earthshaker with a nice pass. And Earthshaker will get the win and defeat Sparkle Smash. Next up, we got Mr. Krabs and Mr. Krabs versus Bubble Buddy and Mohawk Warrior. Who will be moving on to face Little Chip? Mohawk Warrior will hit the side, and Mr. Krabs will get the win. Who will be moving on to face Little Chip and Mr. Krabs in the finals? Will it be my dad or the Chocolate Drive? The Chocolate Drive will hit the wall, and my dad will go to the finals for the second day in a row. Alrighty, we started out with 48 of the fastest trucks. Now we're down to the fastest 3. Looking to shake things up here. He's struggled all season. This is Little Chip and Earthshaker. And in the middle lane, making it to the finals for the second day in a row, this is my dad and Team Hot Wheels Firestorm. And in the left lane, the owner of the Krusty Krab, this is Mr. Krabs and Mr. Krabs. Who will win? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's showtime. And Little Chip will block both of the trucks. Wow, nice job for Little Chip. He needed that. Alrighty, now that the event is over, let's take a look at our overall top 10. Continuing to fall in the points is Monster Jam Top Dog and Gravedigger Orange with 160 points in 10th place. And then we have Tom Mintz and Max D Black falling from 4th, I believe, dropping to 9th with 163 points. And then in 8th place is Monster Mutt and Eduardo with 164 points in 8th place. And then we have Robert Joy and Lucas Stabilizer with 170 points in 7th. We have my dad and Team Hot Wheels Firestorm Snow Treads in 6th place after finishing 2nd in Event 4 and 5 with 172 points. And also tied with 172 points is Riggs of Rods SMTV and Glaze Machine in 5th. And then we have my mom in Rainbow Blast with 173 points in 4th place. And then we have the Chocolate Drive and Max D Nitro coming in 3rd place with 180 points. And second, yesterday's winner, Larry the Lobster and Crustacean, will be 2nd place with 194 points. And remaining in 1st place after 3 consecutive events is Not Just Gabe and El Toro Loco Overcast. So we had another kind of point shakeup here. And if El Toro Loco goes out really early in round 1 tomorrow, then Larry the Lobster has a chance to take the points lead. So that is all for this event, and we'll see you tomorrow for event 6.